Good evening and welcome to the Fredonia Central School District Board of Education meeting for Tuesday, May 18th, 2021. We start every meeting with a pledge to the flag, so if we would all stand, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. So we start each meeting with a pledge to the flag, and then we hear from our public. So is there anyone in the public who would like to address the board on anything pertaining to our agenda tonight?
Yeah, I prefer to wait to the end.
Oh, well, anybody else? Okay, so we have a proposed agenda. If I could have a motion to bring that to the floor. Ms. Powell-Fortnett, and a second. Second. Mr. Hawk. Any questions on that? All right, so all of those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. So we have the approval of a memorandum of agreement with the Fredonia Teachers Association relating to an extension of their collective negotiation agreement as submitted. Can I have a motion to bring that to the floor, please?
So moved.
Mr. Forrester. And a second?
Second.
Ms. Gull. Okay. We bring that to the floor. Any discussion on this?
I would like to ask a question on the memorandum under Article 3. Has this been signed by the Teachers Association, by the FCA?
Yes, it is.
John, what's the dollar amount that we're looking at collectively?
A little over 32,000.
Okay. And is this group, without this memorandum, to see an increase in their salary?
The way that it works with the FTA contract is if you don't have an extension or a successor contract, each person would move up to the next step, whatever that would be, except for the people at the top, which would receive nothing.
Okay. What would be a figure on that?
In terms of total dollars,
Mm-hmm.
I would have to say several hundred thousand.
Okay. So, then I guess, this, I only attended one meeting, my question then would be to Mr. Zeliak. Was there any concessions or ask for concessions on this?
There was not. Our conversations, this was seen as a bridge for 1 year, and some recognition of the time and effort that's put into the school year. And at least the majority of the board was not looking for a concession from the FTA.
And will this be a part of continuing on their pay schedule?
Correct.
Okay. So this isn't a one-time, this will be $32,000 every year?
Correct.
Okay. And why did we not ask for a concession?
There was a couple reasons. One is, at least from my point of view, thinking about what would equate to what would be a fair item that would equate to this $200. In my mind,
I don't want to talk about people individually. I want to talk about a collective amount, which is $32,000.
Correct. Correct. Yeah. From my opinion, I did not have an item that I thought was reasonable to ask for a concession. The majority of the Board of Education was not looking for a concession, so I did not pursue it beyond that.
I guess that kind of sums it up. I guess to place my standpoint, my view on this, I've prepared a small statement.
Sure.
And I would like to say that I share in the enthusiasm and spirit of the negotiating process. However, as a steward to the students and taxpayers of this district, I feel there has been a lack of transparency to a structured negotiation process. I see this as setting a dangerous precedent, be it minor or major negotiations. This memorandum of agreement has not followed the normal structured process, therefore I strongly disagree. I cannot vote in favor of pay raises without asking for concessions at least. Will we be doing a roll call vote?
I don't know if we,
That's not how we have listed it, but certainly if the board wishes to do a roll call vote, I can do that.
You can abstain individually, and that will be duly noted.
Okay.
And other
I'm not
board members will
abstaining.
be the same way.
I'm not abstaining, I would just wonder.
Excuse me, you can, I used the wrong term, I'm sorry, Mr. Hawk. You can vote against this without a roll call vote, and your vote will be duly noted, as will everyone else.
Correct, it would list your name as voting no.
Okay.
Okay.
No?
Any other comments? Okay. I share a lot of Mr. Hawk's concerns. I understand that this board is a democracy. I understand that I am but one vote, one equal vote within this board. My concerns of looking at this without looking at where our FTA salaries are relative to other districts, which is one of the first things that we look at within contract negotiations, to see if our bargaining units are above or below other employees in other nearby districts. We never did that. We never had that information available to us. So I think we're going into this with the concession without knowing where our teachers are within this district compared to others. I think it sets a bad precedence for the future for other bargaining negotiations. So with that, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Opposed.
And myself included. Thank you. We have the approval of the appointment of personnel on a long-term continuing temporary per diem substitute basis. Can I have a motion to bring that to the floor, please?
So moved.
Ms. Gullo, and a second?
Second.
Mr. Johnston. Any discussions on that? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? We have the approval of coaches for the spring sports season. Can I have a motion to bring that to the floor, please?
So moved.
Mr. Hawk, and a second?
Second.
Ms. Gullo. Any comments on that? Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. We have the approval of university students and/or instructors for fieldwork observations, internships, and/or student teaching. Wow, that's an all-inclusive statement. Can I have a, good job, Mrs. Lego. Can I have a motion to bring that to the floor, please? Ms. Palaforno. And a second?
Second.
Ms. Gullo. Any questions on that, concerns? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? We have the approval of SUNY Fredonia student, of a SUNY Fredonia student for field placement at the middle school. Can I have a motion to bring that to the floor, please?
So moved.
Mr. Johnston, and a second?
Second.
Ms. Gullo. You can make the motions, you don't have to just second everything, okay? But we appreciate that. Anyway, any questions on that? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So, we now come to the end of the meeting. If there's anyone out there in the public, any one of you who would like to address the board at this time on anything, whether it's on the agenda or not,
Okay.
please state your name and
you.
address.
Do I have to speak in here?
Yes.
Okay, David Jamborone, 38 Leverett Street, Fredonia. And first of all, I'd like to apologize, and I'm very sorry to have missed the last couple of meetings. Okay, I certainly would have liked to have been here and to participate in them. Also, I'm very humbled by having had the opportunity to serve this community for as many years in connection with this school. And probably the last thing, I'm honored to have had an opportunity to work these past few years with a fine administrative staff, superintendent, principals, but also, probably foremost, the ability to work with an outstanding board. I've had a chance to work with many, and I've already said, this is probably one of the best boards I've had a chance to work with. And I know it's going to change after tonight, and I hope it continues and you'll be as effective as you have been in the last few years. So, thank you.
If I could, Mr. Jamborone. Thank you very much. Is there anyone else who would like to address the board? Okay. So, at a last minute workings here, the board does plan to go into a short executive session on personnel issues, contract negotiations. So if I could have a motion to go into executive session.
So moved.
Mr. Hawk, and a second?
Second.
Mr. Johnston. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? We are now in executive session.